I a lot of comparisons of you and Steph Curry, and I wanted to see your evaluation of Steph Curry as a player. Do you see some of you in him? Yes, he's this incredible shooter, creating distance, being able to get his shot off over, defenders, no matter how they double, triple team him. A lot of you in him, to be quite honest. What do you see?
There's definitely similarities, man. He has a quick release. He can get his shot off, coming off screens, coming off pick and rolls. He can ISO you. So that's one of the things I prided myself on. He's got me about 3 inches, but he's just a phenomenal man. He's phenomenal. He has phenomenal control with the rock. And again, his ability to not just get his shot off in different scenarios, but also finish at the goal. Definitely a lot of similarities. But the game, I just say to people that the game has changed. Now, if you're talking about quickness and speed, I definitely believe I have him on the quickness, part of it. Mm-hmm. But and probably even athletic side of it, because I don't think he can even. He's not like real fluent with his dunks, right?
I got you.
but no, man. Everything else, man. There's a lot of similarities with him and I. The game is different, though. Now they are looking to shoot bombs. Mm-hmm. They have like a fluorescent light. Mm-hmm. We came up, no matter how great, now unless you were Isaiah Thomas or something like that, but even still, or Michael Jordan, you're going through Michael, you're going through Isaiah. But most of the teams, a lot of times still, you got to go through the big man, like yourself. Mm-hmm. You got to run it through them. Now, the big man, to some degree, is almost the old school big man is obsolete.
Obsolete, yeah, dinosaur.
Right. So when you go in the game and man, look, when you were coming up, you didn't get to where you got to without having some enormous games. Right. And those enormous games that you had, the goal looked like this because you ain't have nobody over your back telling you can just play.
Right.
So you actually can come out and there's no range, hardly nothing out of your range. You don't have anybody over your shoulders. You can shoot the ball pretty much anywhere on the court almost.
Right.
If you want to, you can now you can hold it and you can dance with it for a long period of time. Yeah. It's just a different game. I would love to see many of us having the opportunity to do that and see how we would have done.
Right.
But I mean, to answer your question, definite similarities. I love watching him. But I always say too, man, and I know you're not asking in that way. I said, this is his time, and I'm just enjoying watching it.
That's great.
Because people could have looked at me and can look back and probably say, man, he reminds me of. Mm-hmm. There's always going to be comparison.
Right.
I'm just honored, literally. And I don't say this, loosely. I'm honored, man, just to even be mentioned in the same breath as people that came before me. Like even when they say, man, when you were coming up, when you were in high school or junior high, man, they liken you to Isaiah. I'm not going to be like, man, I ain't no Isaiah. I'm me. Like, man, that's an honor.
Right.
Now they say, man, look, man, you know how people, they want to knock the game.
Yeah.
There's differences. But I say, look, man, skill when you see it.
Right.
And it's an honor for me to even be mentioned in the same breath as these dudes. Yeah. So it's an honor. But definite similarities. Yeah. I don't know what anybody else thinks, but definite similarities.
No, I definitely see it. And what about his last question? And what about his activism and the way that he uses his voice and the way that he stands up? Yeah,
I love it. I love the position that he took with Under Armour when he came out and saying what he said about supporting Trump, and he put his foot down.
Right. And
he was willing to risk that huge endorsement for his principles. Mm-hmm. On top of other things that he deals with. So for me, those are bigger than the jump shots you make. Mm-hmm. When I see a guy, man, if you got skill, I'm in awe of your skill. I love it. But what attracts me to a player is when your skill or when your humility and your service matches your skill. Now I become a fan.
Right.
Other than that, I'm not a fan.
Right.
I like this, and this.
Yeah.
That's what, when I was coming up, Dr. J was my guy. Dr. J flying through the air, exciting. But really, what attracted me to Dr. J was his demeanor. How the images that I saw of how Fish to Save Pittsburgh.
Right.
You know, the books that I read. The book that I read about him. You know, going to Connecticut and marrying Turquoise Brown and just his character. I'm like, man, this dude is humble. Yeah, it's something else. It's bigger than basketball. That's what drew me to him. On top of, if it was just there's a lot of people I enjoy watching that I didn't follow. Like he was somebody I was looking to emulate and learn from.
Right.
That's bigger than basketball. So yeah, I love when I see that, man. I love it.
Well,